Every seer operates with what is called the spiritual eyes. These are a different set of eyes other than your physical eyes. And these eyes are used to visualize things in the spirit realm about things that exist in the physical, or view things that exist among the heavenly bodies. Your spiritual eyes as a prophet, or one who is desiring to operate as a prophet, can be opened through a couple of spiritual exercise or activities that you may consciously engage in. But here I want to talk about 4 signs that shows that your spiritual eyes are about to be opened. That's my concern here. When your spiritual eyes are about to be opened, or you have the tendency to have your spiritual eyes open, or you have the seed of the prophetic in you, and it's going to manifest somewhere later in the future with you having the ability to see things in the realm of the spirit. When it comes to having these spiritual eyes opening for you to begin to see, there are signs that you look out for. Before I talk about the signs, I want to say this, that in most cases, seers are not born with their spiritual eyes opened. You get born again, get called to become a seer before the processes that are involved in bringing about the opening of your spiritual eyes begin to unfold. Or those who are chosen prophets, you begin to see with these eyes already opened at the moment of being born again. But in all, what are the signs that your spiritual eyes are about to be opened? Number 1, you see things in the spirit realm illuminated and pass like a flash. That's one of the signs that your spiritual eyes are about to be opened. Maybe you're just looking in a particular direction physically and you observe that something just passed by. A car just passed by, aircraft or cattle or something just flashed or was illuminated and passed by. But in the true sense, none of these things you just sighted, or this which you've sighted is not there at the material time. However, your eyes were open to see something pass, and when you look intently, nothing is there. It just passed like a flash in a jiffy. This shows that your spiritual eyes is somewhere on the way to be opened. In Gehazi's own case, it took the prophet Elisha to have him gain access to that kind of experience. That was when he was with him, and the enemies from Syria came to ambush the prophet Elisha, and Gehazi came out in the morning to discover that they were ambushed already, and he cried out to the prophet, and the prophet made it clear that they that be with the prophet and Gehazi were more than they that be with the enemy troop. And the prophet went ahead to pray for the eyes of Gehazi to be opened so he can see what was happening. So in a moment he saw that the hill country where he dwelt with the prophet was actually saturated with angelic army, with horses and chariots of fire, and that was all in a flash, and that was the end of it. Elisha was not seeing anything until he crossed to the other side of Jordan with his master Elijah, and Elijah was about to be taken off. In a moment he saw chariots of fire coming, and he cried out, my father, my father. He saw that in a flash. This is one of the things that happen when your spiritual eyes are about to be open for a consistent walk in the platform or office of the seer with God. The second sign that your spiritual eyes are about to be opened is when you're looking at something, you see objects superimposed on physical objects. This is what I mean. You're like looking at my car or a block of building that is supposed to be plain, and all of a sudden you see like somebody appears on that wall and disappears. So this object superimposes or is seen like an abstract. A normal thinker will say that it was an abstract wandering of the mind that brought about the revelatory image you saw as you looked at the building. But it's a sure sign that your spiritual eyes are about to be opened. Sometime when these signs come, your eyes get opened immediately. Sometime it's just a sign that you are well on the way to having your spiritual eyes opened. Like in the case of a woman that is pregnant and is close to her time of delivery, you realize that she'll occasionally come down with pains that tend to look like signs of labor, but often these signs just come to prepare the woman's heart for the labor that is about to be initiated in its proper sense. The third sign that your spiritual eyes are about to be opened, you have dreams in which you see mysteries a lot. This is what I mean. Like in the case of Jacob in Bethel, on his way to the house of Laban as he fled from his brother Esau, he slept in Bethel that night, and the Bible said that he had a dream in which the heavens got opened and he saw the angels of God descending and ascending upon a ladder, and rose up in the morning and deduced the finding that this was the house of God, and he knew not. The idea here is that dreams dreaming consistently of things that are mysterious, like in his own case, and like dreaming of angels, dreaming of things that are about to happen, and in most cases some of these things come to happen, are sure signs that your spiritual eyes are about to be opened, and if you give attention, they will actually be opened, so that in this physical realm you'll be able to have this reality, not just when you sleep alone, like it was with the case of Jacob. Like you see, the dreams that Joseph had about himself, it was a sign of the fact that this man was going to have his eyes opened prophetically or for a prophetic mission. And you'll agree with me that his mission in Egypt was a prophetic mission. And when you talk about Joseph's wisdom, it was not just about normal brain wisdom. It was about a profound wisdom in which the Spirit of God was involved in allowing Joseph to be able to perceive things in the realm of the Spirit by way of seeing things in the realm of the Spirit, and then disclosing and making judgments out of these things that he had perceived or seen in the realm of the Spirit. So from dream to physical or to broad day vision, in which you can begin to see things. So a dream in which you see mysteries, and these kind of dreams keep repeating themselves, are sure signs that your spiritual eyes are about to be opened. And lastly, for this clip, you perceive the urge to seclude yourself, to pray alone in a solitary place. Yes, there are occasions in which you discover that you have that kind of inner urge to seclude yourself, or you perceive the Spirit of God is asking you to step aside to pray or to have time with God. Sometimes it's not even to pray, but you have that feeling that there is a need that you leave the public or have time with yourself alone with God, and probably you've not been seen before, particularly when you have not started seeing with your spiritual eyes, and you start having this urge. There's that chance that by the time you separate yourself, God is going to show you something in the realm of the Spirit. One of the things that you see that happens here when you separate yourself at such moments is that you see that images will begin to play in your mind as if you're seeing this thing or visualizing them with your physical eyes. But at the time, your eyes have not been open because you've not been able to see things in the lives of people and around you that are in existence or operational in the realm of the Spirit. However, by the time you begin to perceive this kind of things, that is imagery or movie kind of things playing in your mind when you seclude yourself, is a sure sign that your spiritual eyes are about to be open. Talk about seeing things in a flash, like with Jesus, the Apostle Peter and James and John were able to see on the mountain of transfiguration Elijah, Moses come to discuss with Jesus, and it was all in a flash. It was a trance they had. So by the time you have this kind of real experience, either under an anointed, like severally you see yourself in a church or in a meeting in which an anointed personality is present to minister, and you realize that while the anointed personality is ministering, your eyes are open to see one or two things in the realm of the Spirit that others are not appreciating or seeing at the time. It shows that your eyes are actually about to be opened. When your spiritual eyes are opened in full or properly, you'll be able to see things in the realm of the Spirit, just as you see things in the physical realm with ease. Beyond this, you'll be able to see and prophesy at will, particularly if you're called as a prophet or you are a chosen prophet. You'll be able to see things at will, prophesy on volition, so that you are not waiting for a specific time to see things or be under a particular atmosphere before you are able to see things, even when certain atmosphere may particularly enhance those. However, it has become real about you that you can see any day, anytime, anywhere. That's it about that. As a prophet or as a seer in particular, your spiritual eyes are among the tools that you make use of through your prophetic sense of sight to appreciate things in the realm of the Spirit. And talking about operating certain prophetic codes, there is the need that your spiritual eyes are opened so that you can operate some of these prophetic codes that deals exclusively or in part with the prophetic sense of sight as a way of dissemination of information to be handled or relayed prophetically. So I leave you with these signs. If you're experiencing any of these, then set yourself apart to seek God's face for the opening proper of your spiritual eyes. When it comes to spiritual eyes, whether it is one or two, the fact remains that the level of your exercise and the depth of your relationship with God as it concerns your dealing in the prophetic with particular reference to the engagement of the prophetic sense of sight will enhance your ability to see either with clarity or not. So what's important is about you being able to see with clarity any day, anytime, anywhere. And you're watching me right now, you are gaining access to this mystery in Jesus' mighty name. May your spiritual eyes be open in Jesus' mighty name.